Welcome to Motorides, guys. Finally, after waiting for 2 days here, we have managed to get our hands on the new Jimny, and this is the India spec version. This car's brochure has been handed to us, so you can be sure that this car will be the car that you will be driving. And after all the anticipation, this little cute, capable off-roader from Maruti Suzuki will be seen on the Indian roads very soon. The prices have not been announced, but there are a lot of interesting details which I can share with you right away. And the first thing that you do well to know is that these headlights are projector lamps. Then you have these fog lamps here. And if you talk about the approach, departure and brake over angles, the approach angle is one thing that the Thar has better over this car, but apart from that, the breakover angle and the departure angle of this car is better than the Thar. Now, a lot of you would want to know as to what powers the all-wheel drive system of this car. It's the All Grip Pro version. It's similar to the one that we saw for the Vitara Brezza, but this one is different in the sense that this one also has a low ratio gearbox, so it does have a crawl function, and that offers this car better off-roading capability where there is a bit of rock crawling involved. So this comes with a brake locking differential. There are no locking diffs here, and the drive goes from front to rear, and whenever there is slippage, the brakes are applied at various different wheels, and that's how it gets out of tricky situations. So there is no locking diff here, but this is capable enough to get you out of some reasonably tricky situations. In terms of its size, it's a sub 4 meter car. It's not a very big car, but it does look very nice, very boxy. It's in its 4th generation now, and under the hood you have a 1.5 liter K series engine that we have seen on the Ciaz as well, but it's tuned slightly differently. The torque curve is said to be slightly different. It's flatter, and the gear ratios are also obviously going to be a little bit different because you need more tractability on off-roaders. Now, as you can see, the wheels here are 15 inches and 195 section tires. I really wish that the tires were a little wider. These tires don't look the part. Wider tires and bigger wheels would definitely have added to the visual appeal of this car. Also, the car that you see here is not the car that you will get. This is an accessorized version of the Jimny. Now, coming slightly towards the rear, as you can see here, the wipers are traditional. The windscreen is pretty flat, and you have these roof racks right here. Now, the ground clearance here is 210 mm, which is more than enough in my personal opinion. This Jimny branding that you see here and on the doors also is not a part of the standard package. These are all accessories, and it's a show car. Now, we would have wanted to get inside the car as well, but this specific car here is locked. I'll try to show you the car from the other side on the inside as well, but for now I'll show you the exteriors of the car. This is a 4-door version, and in that sense this has an advantage of the Thar, which by the way is now available in a 4x2 variant, also with a 1.5 liter diesel. The price there is 10 lakh rupees. It starts with 10 lakh rupees, but that one has only 2 doors. This one has 4 doors, sub 4 meter, but in that sense it has an advantage. Now, the seats here up front are completely reclinable, so that is one feature that Maruti Suzuki is talking about. The interiors are scratch resistant, so they can go through a lot of abuse, and some of the bits here would be familiar, like for example the Smart Play Pro Plus infotainment system here is something that we've already seen on the likes of the Baleno and other Maruti Suzuki cars as well. Now, coming towards this rear, before we move towards the rear, you do well to have a look at the doors as well. These are not the modern door handles. These are the traditional door handles that we've seen on other cars also, and you also see a lock slot here. So there are some old world traditional bits that you will see here, and probably the ones among you who like things in an old worldly way would appreciate it. At the rear you have a door that opens out, and you have a stepney sitting here, a high mount stop lamp and a spray for the rear wiper jet. And what I see missing here is a camera. There seems to be no camera here, and that would be a bit, no, there is a camera here. So the car comes with a rear camera, and the suspension on this car, as Suzuki says, it is going to be a lot more comfortable than the cars that we are used to. So if you compare it with the Thar, you can expect a better ride quality on this one. Now let's have a peek inside the interior as well. Before that, let me just tell you that the power output here on the engine is 105 PS and the torque will be about 134 PS, 134 Newton meters. If you climb up the car here, come up please. The roof of this car has also been especially designed so that a roof rack can be easily installed here. And if you look at this part, it's anti-drip, which means that if it's raining, you won't get wet. So the water will be channeled through this part here and you won't get wet. The interior is very, very functional and the buttons are also laid out in a very ergonomic, very simple manner. The screen takes the central part, but the other instruments, the instrument console are analog, so your tacho and your speedo are still analog units. In addition to that, there are some safety features as well. It comes with 6 airbags, hill hold assist, hill descent control, and it comes with, as I mentioned, a brake limited slip differential. So basically you have a brake locking differential here. Now talking about the boot space in the car, the boot space is about 208 liters, so it would allow for storing some luggage if you're going out with the family. And while that's not big enough, it's not too bad either, because this car is equipped with 4 doors, so if you compare it with the Thar, there's not much of a difference. In terms of its variants, it will come with the Zeta and the Alpha variants, and the Zeta will be available with the manual as well as automatic transmission, so will be the Alpha. And in terms of the transmission options, the options that you have would be 5 manual and 4 AT. So this does not come with a proper 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic. You have a 5-speed manual or the old 4-speed AT that we earlier saw in the Ciaz as well. So automatic transmission here is a 4-speed. You also have, as I mentioned, a low ratio box which would allow it to climb steeper gradients and would allow it to do some reasonably serious off-roading as well. Only 2 variants. There are 7 colors available. There is a yellow, there is a red, and you have 2 different shades of red. There is a sizzling red and there is another sizzling red with bluish black roof. So there would be a bluish black roof on the sizzling red and there would be a full solid body color. Then you have the granite grey, which I think is this one. There would be the Nexa blue, bluish black and pearl arctic white. The car will be launched very soon. And in terms of pricing, the pricing has not been announced. I really wish that I could open the door here and show you the interiors of this car as well. You would definitely do well to take a peek inside of the car. And as you can see, the interiors are quite rugged. They are scratch resistant. And the steering is the familiar Suzuki unit. This one is the automatic and the window controls are in the center. The AC controls are rotary units in a traditional style, and there are 2 more window controls in the middle as well. As you can see, the parking handle is right in the middle and you have another lever to engage 4 high, 2 high or 4L as well. As you can see there is a small knob in the middle, and at the rear, that's how the seats look. There is no armrest. The seats are 50-50 split. There is no rear AC vent, and there are 2 cup holders between the front 2 seats as well. So in the name of space, there is enough headroom and there is decent legroom, but the boot is not all that great. And there's, if you see, there's a reading light also up top. The seats are 50-50 split and the headrests are both adjustable as well. Now, if I really have to talk about some features, I'll really have to read the brochure because some of the features have been mentioned very, very clearly here. And if you talk about the 2 variants, the key differentiators are that the Zeta won't have auto headlamps, headlamp washer, LED headlamps, fog lamps and dark green glass, while the Alpha will have it also. The body colored door handles that you see here will not be there on the Zeta. So in terms of features, there won't be many differences. So that's that, guys. The Jimny here would be launched very soon, and the prices have not been announced, but from what I understand, this would take off from where the Brezza ends, and it would be spotted very beautifully between the Brezza and the Grand Vitara. So pricing will start from about 30 to 40 lakh rupees for the base variant. If Maruti really wants to be very aggressive, because they made a very big statement today saying that they will be the #1 SUV maker in India by 2024. So that's a big statement, and to do that, they need to price their products very aggressively. So 14 to 15 lakhs should be the price of this car, and the price between the two variants should not be much because the feature difference is not much. 16 lakhs is something that you should expect, because this comes with all-wheel drive as standard. You don't get a rear-wheel drive or front-wheel drive variants, so you will have to pay the full price. In terms of capability, this is a very capable car, and those of you who want a car that not just looks good but is also extremely capable would really do well to wait for this car until it's launched. I really hope that you were able to get all the information about this car with the limited access that I had. If you still have any questions, put them down in the comment section. I'll be very happy to answer all of them for you. Thanks a lot for watching.